Why not, eh? Yeah, this is another public one because I basically haven't had. I've left it too late, so I've not had time to set it up properly. This is only going to be a short one, and for it, I'm going to require a cup of tea. Whoa! Had a little balance problem there. Nearly fell down a little bit. and time to see what we got yesterday. Okay, so we've got them in the sort of station, and I remember there being a problem with where they are and the guy coming through the door. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move them into a little side office. Now here it's let's go over it and do some editing. So she's flipped a couple of pages. What does that mean? First off, she can flip through them because I don't know, that to me, just putting that through there sort of implies that what she's got is a number of pages that she can look through, whereas flipped a couple of pages, I don't know, that makes it sound more like it's a little book or something. These granules of appetite I need to make more of a thing out of. They bounce across the floor. Now, this world is a little bit underdeveloped, which I've done deliberately because I can spend years doing world building. So I haven't even decided really whether we're looking at a kind of... Because this is a fantasy story, but is it like a medieval style fantasy story, or is it more modern than that? Now, as a matter of fact, what I do know is that there is another land which is actually quite advanced technologically. So, really, there's presumably a precedent for that. I ought to look at sort of... I was going to say, like, less technologically advanced countries in the real world, but there seems to be, quite a wide disparity. Really, I could do that, but really I ought to look up some history, and I ought to find out, like, when the Industrial Revolution was happening, what was it like where it wasn't happening? That sort of thing. Although the technology in these other places is even further along than that. Like, they're more or less up to... Well, they're up to us now, basically, but... anyway, you'll see. So, the reason I went on about that is I'm trying to figure out how this corridor is lit. Let's not worry about it right now. Instead, let's have them sparkling, as they caught the light, and disappeared under the skirting board. And I put a comma there, which some people may disagree with, and I'd be interested to hear different arguments, but I'm putting that comma there because they're not sparkling as they catch the light and disappear. They're sparkling as they catch the light, and then they disappear. Bretel, still not happy with that name, but it's just a placeholder. Bretel was waiting outside the interview room. I'm gonna... no. Said is a nice... Nobody minds when you put said. I was going to change it to agreed. And the reason why I was going to do that was because she's saying should be fun, and he's like, that's not all. And by putting agreed there, it kind of tells you he's talking in the tone of voice where he's on the same side. But it's generally worse to alter the word said than not to. Yeah, that's a bit strange and vague, so I'll just put said for now. Who knows a meter in the corridor? I know this isn't really in the NaNoWriMo spirit, but I'm just I'm just writing. I just enjoy going over what I did the previous day. I don't like stuff there. I don't know why. Don't like that either. Well. Okay, so I'm putting them in this little side room, but I'm not sure what to call this little side room. Oh, hello. Ooh, we've got quite a bit of chat going on. What we got? Oh, hello, everybody. How close am I to 50,000 words? I'm about 49,000 words away. It's day 2, and also I'm not really aiming for the full 50,000. I'm just using it as an excuse to, you know, get myself writing. Hannah Catherine says, "Hello, Dave." I imagine they all make little sort of bubbly popping noises. Hey, Garrett's here. Garrett knows what he's doing in these streams. I don't. That's good to know, G. G Visser. Oh, here's Brandon. Hello there. This is probably the only time I'll ever watch a live stream where someone writes a book. Didn't think this kind of live stream existed. Ali, a couple of paces above you, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces above you, you will see Garrett Robinson, and you should click on his name. And I got this idea from him. He is a fantasy novelist, and you can buy his books. They're like books physical books that exist, and not like mine that's just words on a screen right now. But he streams himself writing them, so that is the sort of thing you might want to go and subscribe to. Vlog a novel on Twitch as of yesterday. Something else as of years ago, but he's changed it. What else we got? Yeah, of course, Brandon, of course. But I wanted to move him over to. I wanted to put an action in. So I suppose I could just put. Yeah, that's not all, and then. Yeah, go on. Let's try that. Don't know why I didn't think of that. I've not got many tricks up my sleeve, but that's one of them usually. Okay, so he led her into, and it's going to be this little side room. Now, they're at a police station. I don't know anything about real-life police stations. Luckily, this is not a real-life police station, so I can just make something up. So, what room? It would have a room name. He led her into, and then they would know the name, so I need to put the name. So it would be the... Just call it the prep room, because it's where they get ready to do interviews. He led her into the prep room. But I haven't mentioned the prep room yet, so I ought to come up with some way of identifying roughly where it is. So let's not say it like that. Oops. He led her around the corner to the prep room. There we go. And I'll I'll think about that a bit more next time. Where? A few... what's the name? I'm putting like a few old blah 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 chairs. What's the word for a chair that's like, you know, its legs aren't even, so it kind of bumps and you have to put something under it. Yes, the problem with starting streams in the evening is that I get text from Abby because she's trying to get home, and it's always a bit of a bother at the moment. Um. Hello, Jojo. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Great little list of writers on Twitch from Garrett there. That's what a typecast is. Well, no. Typecasting is, of course, usually when an actor gets cast in the same sort of role as they are famous for. But I needed a name for when I'm streaming myself typing, and typecasting is that name. I think it's quite a good name. Wish I could come up with a name for the book. Do it, Ali. Yeah, wonky, I suppose. Just wonky chairs. Look, I'll put it there for the time being, and we'll we'll change it into something a bit better. No, I was going to say, a bit more proper. But to be honest, this isn't a book that's written in a sort of extremely literate voice. Right. We're rammed into the the few. I was going to put like the few square feet. Well, I'll do it now. Yeah, this is a first draft, and I'm just trying to get words put down. Space between double stacked filing cabinets. Let's say. There you go. There we go. That's given us a little bit of. I'll build that room up a bit better on another occasion. I need to learn to just move on, He closed the door. No, we'll get his name in here. What is his name? Brettle, not Brittle. Think and think there, you see. Okay, so this is where I got stuck yesterday. Let's see what I can come up with today. Oh, I paused again. You see, this is me trying to think of the best words for things. Never mind that. um... Next thing I need is for the door to open, basically. Alright, so there was a knock on the door, which is probably the single most not thought through, most cliched way that you can write that sentence, but to be fair, there's not very many ways you can put it. Think about it another time. That's not a... no. Let's have him call him in. No, gradually. What do I mean by that? I suppose there's no real sense in trying to describe the door opening in a funny way. It was supposed to open in a sort of like this guy's doing everything a little bit off, like he knocks the door one time too many and he opens the door weirdly slowly, but I think if I just press it, it'll get a bit annoying. Hang on. So, give it a rest, Abby. Trying to write. I mean, I'm sympathetic to the... This is, She's alright. Don't worry about Abby. She's just on the bus and board. Okay, I do want to say something about it. So, no, it didn't swing open, because that implies speed. How do I say that this... It's weird, because I'm broadcasting, it's like all my ability to put together sentences has completely left me. Normally this wouldn't be a problem at all, but all I'm trying to say is that there's this weird guy in the doorway, and then I'm going to describe the guy. But how do I put him there? Is that a hair in my cup, or is that just a tiny crack? I don't know. Tiny crack, I think. Yeah, see, this is the exact same problem that I had yesterday. Why are we talking about cartmen? I know there was a man with a cart yesterday. Ah, yes. I did make it a pun, Pills for Communism. Right, never mind. I'll read what you're saying later on. Right, I gotta tackle this. Right. I'm going to swap that round. Strangely slowly, which means that now I can carry on with some sort of, you know, and round it came this guy. No, I'm going to have to get the words right another time. So, there stood. Not a great thing to write. The new recruit, maybe. No, that's dreadful even for a first draft. Like, I want to get myself talking about this guy. Because I know what this guy looks like. I just need an in, really. Just in terms of, like, sentence structure, I need to get to where I can say what he looks like. Oh, I know. Stop fussing about with this. And give us back good old Straw. She's our main character. I'll change that. It won't be that. I've already had Straw, so... Wait, why am I doing that? It doesn't have to be smallish. I started off wanting him to be quite tall, and for some reason I just changed that. So yeah. Not a frame. I mean, I'm gonna say he's really, really super thin. just want to say fitting again, but I've already said fit, so maybe not. Well, let's say that then. What's that? I'm just going to put it. I'm just going to put what's in my head. Spoon-headed worms. I'm trying to think. How am I going to describe this guy? Because he's all weird and long and strange. Anyway, all of this is just for me to look at next time and go like, not that, obviously, and change it. So. Nope. At first. Something like that. Oh, what did we decide to call them in the end? Call them... Ooh, Taku! There's no way I can say it not in that voice, so I guess I won't be calling them that. Oh, Elegast was one of the words we found. Oh, and here's Abby. So I'm actually probably going to switch off. Just a moment while I let her in. Switching it off now, so we shall be able to begin the dinner. Alright, so I've not done very much, but I've got what I had kind of fixed. And go on, let's go with Elegast. I mean, I kind of wanted to say, like, right there in the station, but that's a bit not quite what I'm trying to say. Never mind. Never mind. First draft, NaNoWriMo, and I'll probably edit it off air anyway. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit more of this, probably just for myself tonight. Don't know if I'll be streaming it or not. This is the reason I did this as another public one, is because, frankly, it wasn't going to be, long enough to count as a proper one. I think that's all I'm doing for now. Anyway, if you're interested to see how this story started, there's a previous video. Well, is there? I had a previous video of it, but it hasn't. It shows up in one of my menus on YouTube, but not on another one, and not, I think, in the public-facing one. But I'll endeavour to change that. In the meantime, perhaps I can find it for you and put it in the chat for anyone who's interested to see. Because yesterday I did quite a good righty stream, and I got quite a bit done. Anime. Yes, it does seem to appear in my video manager, but not. It's a public video, so I don't know why it doesn't show up in my normal list of videos, but it doesn't. So if anyone's interested in seeing the sort of first bit, then there I believe it is. I've just posted it in the chat. Chat per wand, really. I wasn't aware of that. Let me go through the chat before I finish. Oh, good, dude 3530. Me too. I imagine Mohammed Rashid has been filled in on what NaNoWriMo is. Yes, there we go. I know, yeah, that, me too, Polly. Well, not exactly that. I don't have to study, but I do have to do various things. For example, this weekend I'm going to Thought Bubble, which is a comic convention in Leeds. And in fact, yeah, while I'm on it, while you're here, I shall be at the Thought Bubble Comic Convention in Leeds with these comics that myself and my wife do make. They are called Imaginary Gumbo, and they are about... Is there a good page to show you in this one? Well, I'll show you the back. Look, they're about this pair here. I know you won't be able to see that very well, but it's 8-year-old Charlie and her giant knight guardian that she has, and she gets to boss him about and sort of tell him where in the kingdom she wants to go, and he sort of has to protect her from whatever's in it. So you've got... well, I was going to say we've got 3 of those. I'm only seeing 1. Oh, there we go. Yes, they're all in there. So yeah, we've got 3 of those, and plus we have prints, and Abby's doing sketch commissions and so on. So if anyone happens to be anywhere near the north of England, then you can go to Leeds on Saturday or Sunday and you can see us there. What else do we have? Yep, that might have worked. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, what I had before was literally, I just realised during the stream that I ought to put a thing up that says where my Patreon is, and so I just wrote it in Notepad, that's what it's called. I've always wanted to try out a typewriter. I've never seen one before. Oh my god. Is that just how old I am? Like, you know, we had a typewriter growing up, and it wasn't because it was a weird outlying thing to have. It was just the thing people had. It's like having, you know, a pair of scissors in the house. I mean, it's like, well, where's the typewriter? Here we go. GamePro 131. Hello. Oh, a Brother typewriter. Now, is that a physical typewriter, or is that one of those? Because I know that Brother used to make like electric typewriters. You know, the equivalent of just like word processors, but you know, a computer that's only got a word processor on it. Because I had one of those before I got my first actual computer. I had one of those. It was a lot of fun. Had a printer built in. It was quite nice. No, it's not even a Castle GamePro 131. Yeah, I know. I was. I was, and I know I can. The trouble is, I used the word figure a few times in the previous one because there was a ghostly figure in that, and I just, I don't want to spend the whole story talking about different figures. Possibly. Wait, spoon-headed worms are a real thing? Like I was just describing the sort of shape. Whoa! Yep, there we go. Great. Well, now that means I bet they have a better name than just spoon-headed worm. Echiora spoonworms. Well, I'll just call it. I'll just put spoonworms and then people can look it up. There you go. Oh, I like that. It's actually 2 words, spoonworms, but whatever. I do not care. What else do you say in the chat? I love the Forbidden Planet. In a version in Sweden, my mum plays Gloria. Whoa, cool. Oh, nice one, Prince Corvin. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to change it from Chatper 1 to Chapter 1. There we go. That would be a bit more complicated if I wasn't using Scrivener. Good old Scrivener. Oh, that's a good point, Ian. Yeah. Well, I sort of rushed into it. That's the thing. The answer, Sam, is Scrivener, of course. Oh, I've missed some chat, haven't I? What happened there? Somehow I'd skipped a load of it by mistake. Grace, yes, they are. You can, if you want a good look at them now, then bring up a new tab and go to YouTube in that new tab and search for Demon Tomato Dave Skeleton in the Garden, I believe. And you will find Demon Tomato Dave Skeleton in the Garden. Yes, you'll find a video called The Skeleton in the Garden in which I take you through the story of like the biggest of the comics, and then you can see a little bit of one of the smaller ones as well. And if you want to read them, then you can go to another tab. You can go to dumpylittlerobot.com. Or can you? That was where we had them at one point. Hang on. Let me check. dumpylittlerobot.com and store. Yes, you can get them from there. What else have we got? I wish I could go. I'm in Northwest. Where do you get tickets? Yeah, on Saturday. Yeah, where do you get tickets? I suppose I ought not to really speak as if I know for sure there are tickets. I mean, it might be the sort of convention where tickets run out. But it might not be, in which case you can get them on the website or at the door. Find out. Go to the Thought Bubble Festival website, which is probably festival.com. Let me find out. Yeah, thoughtbubblefestival.com, and you will find out the information about whether or not you can go to it. Yeah, sorry about that, dude. 350. 3, 5:30. Maybe one day I'll do an American convention. Maybe not. That's all right. There are more important things to do. I've answered that now, Scrivener. Never seen a typewriter in real life either, being 21. You're so old. That is true. Although, I don't know. I don't know if that's why I've seen a typewriter. Maybe it's just that my parents were quirky and had a typewriter. I thought it was a normal thing. Matt's in Guernsey. Whoops. It does jump to the bottom, doesn't it? Oh, interesting. Okay. Could do Sam, but then people might take it literally. I'm about to describe the sort of species that he is, so I might, they might think I actually mean it's a skeletal form. And he has things in common with a skeletal form. Perhaps you'll find out when next we convene. If it's a public one. If not, you might have to wait until, I don't know, the story's out and you can read it then. Dave, please tell me about the con. Well, I've said that. It's Saturday and Sunday. Okay. I'll do it right now. I'm looking at a picture of your mum. Actually, don't know if I am or not. I can't tell. Who's Gloria in this picture? Oh, actually, that was from a previous. That was from 2013, possibly. Do you know what? I'm not seeing cast photos, so I might not see a picture of your mum. Sorry if that distresses you. Hi, Estivius. You kind of missed it, I'm afraid. I'm going in a minute. I'm just reading the chat now. Ali's up in Canada. Ever been to Ireland? No, in every sense of the word. I haven't been there. I haven't been there for a convention. I'd be happy to go there. In fact, there was a convention recently that I nearly went to, and then it just didn't. Right. Okay. There we go. That's me for today. Hopefully, I'll get a bit more actual writing done before bed. Doubt I'll stream it. Might do. Might not. Either way. Thank you for being here. And I'll tell you what. I don't really need that anymore. Right. Okay. Bye then, everyone. NaNoWriMo. What fun. I mean, I've not... That doesn't even count as NaNoWriMo. I think I've got the same number of words that I had when I started, but at least I don't know. Whatever. Done some writing. That's all I care about. Okay. Good night. See you again later.